Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Eric with SweetSpotDFS, and these are my PrizePicks PGA plays for round 1 of the 2022 AT&T Byron Nelson. I'll also provide my strategies for rounds 2, 3, and 4. But before we get into those, if you want to play PrizePicks for free, I'm going to give you the opportunity. All you have to do, sign up using the promo code SweetSpot and put $20 in your account. I'm going to give you your $20 back. Plus, PrizePicks is going to match your deposit up to $100, so that 20 is going to turn into 40. And all it's going to require from you is to sign up and put that initial deposit of $20 into it. Simple as that. You get to play for free and you'll have $40 to your account. But you can also, as always, take advantage of the deposit match up to $100. You're still going to get $20 back from me. So highly suggest you guys do that. There's a link in the description below that'll get you to that sign up page and already populate that SweetSpot code in there, so you don't have to do that extra work. It'll already be there for you. So highly encourage you guys to go check that out. And if you want to play for free, obviously it's available to you guys. Now, let's get into this. We are at TPC Craig Ranch. I always start with the strategy first. This applies for round 1, 2, 3, and 4. Obviously, you should know by now, always check what the wind is going to do, what the weather is going to do, either the night before the round starts or the day of. Remember, PrizePicks doesn't lock their picks until about an hour before a golfer is about to either reach one of the holes or tee off, one of the two. So you still have time. If you wanted to look at some of the afternoon PrizePicks, you don't have to make those selections until an hour before they actually lock. So keep all of that in mind. But always come and check out the weather and the wind. So here we are at windfinder.com. Just to show you where the golf course is, it took me a little while to find it. I'm going to scroll out. It's near Dallas, Texas, in the northern suburb. If you scroll in a little bit, you're going to see Plano, Allen. The golf course is technically in McKinney, but it's going to be right across this highway. So you just keep scrolling in, kind of find that middle point, and you're going to see that long, skinny track that looks like a golf course. That's TPC Craig Ranch. And it doesn't really matter exactly what hole you're looking at because the wind isn't going to be that much different. But all you got to do for any of the times that they have at the bottom of the screen, any of the dates, you just click to find what location the wind is going to be, or what the wind's going to be at whatever location you want. So when we look at Thursday's day, or the day of Thursday, 7 a.m., 10 a.m., looks like it jumps from 9 miles an hour to 14, and then it kind of still picks up as the afternoon goes on. So what does this tell us? Probably take advantage of the morning guys. Any projections that seem a little off, take advantage of, because the afternoon is going to be a little bit more difficult. Now, I went ahead and I looked at how easy this golf course played last year. The PGA Tour has only played it one other time. The average score, all 4 rounds, was just under 70. It's a par 72. So keep that in mind when we go and look at some of these projections, or these projections that PrizePicks has. Keep it in mind, and also keep in mind the time of day that the golfers are teeing off, as well as the wind, obviously. So Thursday looks pretty windy. Friday is pretty much the same story. 8 miles an hour in the morning, picks up to 14 by 10 a.m. Kind of goes down to 12, but it kind of stays right there throughout the afternoon. So again, the morning is definitely a more beneficial time to golf. It looks like, what is forecasted. So let's take that advantage. And why don't we go ahead and look at the picks? So PGA this week has 6 boards that you can pick from: strokes, birdies or better, greens and reg, fairways hit, hole 6 shots, and hole 14 shots. Now, what I was telling you about how these lock, Justin Thomas and Scotty Scheffler, they tee off in the afternoon. 1:55 for Justin. Actually, I think this is the projected time that they're going to reach those golf holes, if I remember correctly. Nope, that is their actual. No. Let me take that back. So JT's teeing off at 12:55 p.m. Scotty's at 1:06 p.m. We go to hole 6. You can see what their estimated time. Now, rule of thumb, this isn't a set in stone type of deal. 1 hour before this is when PrizePicks is going to lock their pick for this. So what I like to do for a lot of these holes is kind of see how the rest of the player or rest of the field is doing. And then if I think people are just, murdering the hole, like they're scoring under par really easily, I'll then come here and take advantage of it the best I can, because these projections are going to stay the same. I've never seen these ever change for holes. Same goes with hole 14. You can see it's a little bit later in the day that these picks are projected to lock. So just remember that. Always just keep that in your mind. But when we go to strokes, this is the one that I like to use the most. It's easier for me to forecast or project, I should say. It's actually pretty, these scoring projections are pretty low. Now, like I said, the average score for all 4 rounds last year for the entire field was just under 70. So you can see a lot of these at 68. Well, 2 of these at 68.5, Scottie Scheffler and Justin Thomas. Look, they're playing in the afternoon where the wind is going to be at its highest. Then we have, you know, some of these other afternoon times, but then we kind of come into the morning times with Hideki Matsuyama, Xander Schauffele, Dustin Johnson. Maybe we want to take advantage of these. Now, granted, DJ and Xander have kind of bad scoring averages. I forget to show this in all of my videos, but if we were to go and look, I do have a full year's worth of data that captures scoring average, but I also have their recent form. So recent form looks at the last 7 weeks for me, and you can see the amount of events that these guys are playing. If we look at Xander's scoring average, it's 70.13 over 2 events. Now, this includes the team event where him and Patrick Cantlay shot 59 together. That's not fair because he didn't shoot 59 himself, but I am going to include it. Just look at how bad his scoring average is still, 70.13. Now, if we went ahead and we look at, you know, over the last full year, it's 69.66, which still includes that 59. So it's still a little north of 69. It's just, I mean, his overall is just a little under 70. But yeah, it's not, to me, it's not looking good. Nor is Dustin Johnson. We look at Dustin Johnson. This is their season long here. You can see how many events were played or a year's worth of data. DJ in the last 2 events he played, scoring average is awful. So when it comes to these PrizePicks plays, even though he's playing in the morning, I mean, you got to have conviction here if you want to play him and hit the under, I should say. For me, I think I just hit the over all day long. And I kind of feel the same way about Jordan Spieth, but this is kind of his home track. This is in his area where he lives. To me, he's kind of a wild card, and I'm not sure I want to really take advantage of that. But now that I know what the wind forecast is like, I'm not really comfortable with a lot of these afternoon times. I'm getting an alert saying that there's a severe thunderstorm coming. Hopefully this doesn't get cut short. But all of these afternoon times, be cautious. Now, like a Joaquin Niemann, 69.5, that's pretty fair. Scottie Scheffler, maybe not so much. Same goes with Justin Thomas. I don't think we can expect those guys to shoot under those scores. But of course, weather can change anytime. And if it's a favorable wind, because obviously we look at the golf course, it's very, now I guess a lot of the holes go in different directions. I almost wanted to say it was very north and south, but we see holes 11 through 14 kind of go east and west. So anyways, that's kind of my thought process. Now, this is an easy golf course. I think last year the fairway in regulation was 70% and the greens in regulation was 63%, which was like 4th best on tour. So when you look at a lot of these greens in regulation, you know, if they seem a little too high, which some of these 13.5 seem a little high, especially with how the wind is forecasted in the afternoon, maybe we hit the unders on those. But if the wind isn't terrible, I say we just hammer the overs. But I'll leave that to you guys to make your decision. I'll show you I just made one pick. Yeah, I'm not going to do fairways hit or anything like that. But I did make one selection. One pick. I had Scottie Scheffler going under, and I have to admit this, I didn't look at the wind forecast prior to. I just think he's been playing some really good golf as of late, obviously. And I just felt like it was fair. And with it being fair, I think he can hit the under no problem. But with the wind forecast the way it is, not super confident in that. DJ, like I told you, I'm just hitting the over because of what I've seen over the last year, over the last 2 weeks. I like that. Sam Burns, to me, same feeling as Scottie Scheffler. The guy's been scoring really well. And if we look at Sam Burns, 69.88 is his recent form scoring average. And then his season long scoring average is 69.23. So he's right around that 69 mark. Well, yeah, I'll hit the under on an easy golf course. Sure. And then Adam Scott hitting the over. His scoring average was kind of poor. Recent form and season, or 1 year's worth of data. So I'm hitting the over on that one. And then we're going under with Will Zalatoris. Now you can see all these times except for DJ are in the afternoon. I have to admit, I chose these before even looking at the win forecast. So that's kind of on me if these don't really work out. But these were my initial gut feelings, and I'm just going to stick with it. So teach their own. Go ahead, do what you like. But those are my picks for round one, and also my strategies for rounds 2, 3, and 4. So good luck to you guys. Hope you guys hit it big this week. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. All right, bye.